ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. I'm so happy that you are all here today to support my foundation for my daughter, Kayla.
In the quiet hours of September 25, 2022, at 4:00 a.m., the world as Brooke Bailey knew it came crashing down. Her only daughter, 25-year-old Kayla Nicole Bailey, was involved in a fatal car accident near Hollywood, Tennessee. The tragedy sent shockwaves through the reality TV community, leaving fans and loved ones in disbelief. Kayla, known for her vibrant personality and entrepreneurial spirit, had been preparing to launch her own beauty brand, KMB Incorporated. She was a certified hairstylist in Memphis, carving out her own path in the beauty industry. Her mother, Brooke, often shared her pride for Kayla's accomplishments on social media. However, behind the public admiration, there was a complex and strained relationship between mother and daughter. In the days following the accident, Brooke posted a heartfelt tribute to Kayla on Instagram, writing, "Forever my baby, Pretty Black aka Kayla Nicole Bailey. This is not a goodbye. Mommy will see you soon." The cause of Kayla's death was not immediately disclosed, but the circumstances surrounding the crash raised questions. Eyewitnesses reported that the accident did not appear to be a typical collision.
Prayers go out to Basketball Wives star Brooke Bailey and her family as they mourn the loss of her daughter, Kayla.
Investigators discovered that just minutes before the crash, Kayla had made a phone call not to emergency services, but to her mother. The content of that final conversation was chilling. Kayla's voice was described as trembling and upset as she spoke to Brooke. She reportedly said, "Why are you hiding everything? I can't take the pressure anymore. I quit." Brooke's response was brief, "I accept all." These words suggested a deeper turmoil and a long-standing secret that had been kept from Kayla. To understand the gravity of that conversation, one must delve into Kayla's life. Raised by Brooke, Kayla had always been curious about her father, a topic her mother avoided discussing. Brooke later revealed that Kayla's biological father was a Nigerian man with a criminal history, someone she had chosen to distance herself from for Kayla's safety.
According to Kayla's last Instagram story, she was at a nightclub with friends on Saturday night. She left the club in the front seat of a vehicle. A couple of her friends and an unidentified driver were also in the car. Sources report that shortly thereafter, Kayla sustained injuries after the vehicle was involved in a car accident, and she passed away at the age of 25.
This omission created a void in Kayla's identity, one she sought to fill by uncovering the truth. As Kayla approached the launch of her beauty line, she hoped to make a name for herself, independent of her mother's fame. She yearned for acknowledgement from her father, perhaps even a simple message or recognition. However, that acknowledgement never came, and the silence weighed heavily on her. The night of the crash was supposed to be a turning point for Kayla, a step toward independence and self-discovery.
A reality star's daughter in an interstate crash in Memphis early Sunday morning. We have since learned the driver of that car also.
Instead, it became a tragic end to her journey. The final phone call between mother and daughter was not just a farewell but a cry for truth, a plea for answers that would never come. In the aftermath, Brooke faced intense scrutiny. The public questioned the nature of the crash and the circumstances leading up to it. Some speculated that the accident may have been staged, while others believed Kayla had uncovered something she wasn't supposed to. Rumors circulated that someone had been following her in the hours before the crash, though no evidence confirmed these theories.
Her mother sharing this heartbreaking post on Instagram that reads, "Forever my baby, Pretty Black aka Kayla Nicole Bailey. This is not goodbye. Mommy will see you soon."
Brooke eventually broke her silence in an emotional video, admitting that keeping the truth from Kayla was a mistake. She expressed regret for not answering her daughter's questions and acknowledged that silence had built a wall between them. The guilt of knowing that Kayla died still seeking answers was a burden Brooke would carry forever. In honor of her daughter's memory, Brooke established KNB Life, a non-profit organization aimed at providing underprivileged individuals with resources and opportunities to launch a career in the beauty industry. The organization offers scholarships and mentorship, reflecting Kayla's passion for beauty and her desire to empower others. The investigation into the crash continues, but for Brooke, the grieving process is ongoing. she often reflects on the final words exchanged between her and Kayla, haunted by the realization that her daughter died without the answers she desperately sought. This tragedy serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of honesty and communication in relationships. Secrets, no matter how well-intentioned, can create rifts that may never be healed. Kayla's story underscores the need for transparency and the devastating consequences that can arise from withholding the truth. As we remember Kayla Nicole Bailey, we honor her memory not just for her beauty and ambition but for the lessons her life and untimely death impart. Her quest for identity and truth, though tragically cut short, highlights the universal human desire for connection and understanding. In the end, Kayla's story is not just about loss but about the enduring impact of seeking the truth, the importance of family bonds, and the profound effects of silence. May her legacy inspire others to embrace honesty, to seek understanding, and to cherish the relationships that define us. Rest in peace, Kayla Nicole Bailey. Your journey may have ended too soon, but your story continues to resonate, reminding us all of the power of truth and the strength found in seeking it. So now we're here at the end of this story, or at least the part that we know so far. And after everything we've gone through together in this video, the tragic details, the heartache, the unanswered questions, it's hard not to feel the weight of it all. Kayla Nicole Bailey wasn't just the daughter of a reality TV star. She wasn't just another face online or another headline for the blogs. She was a young woman with dreams, ambition, and a light that touched everyone around her. She was building something for herself, her own name, her own legacy. And in just a split second, everything changed. This wasn't just a car crash. This was a moment that pulled the curtain back on years of silence, of pain that was pushed to the side, and of questions that were never answered. We heard it in her final words that weren't full of anger, but of exhaustion. "Why are you hiding everything? I quit." That wasn't just about that night, it was about everything leading up to it. The years of wondering, the walls built by secrecy, and the emotional weight she'd been carrying alone. And then there was her mother's response, "I accept all." Just 4 words. But they said so much. Maybe it was an admission of guilt. Maybe it was surrender. Maybe it was Brooke finally acknowledging the truth even if it came too late. We'll probably never know everything that led to that moment. We can speculate. We can listen to the rumors, the theories, and the whispers online. But at the center of this tragedy is something very real, a young woman who died without ever fully knowing who she was or why the truth had been kept from her. That's what makes this story so painful. Because it's not just about Brooke and Kayla. It's about what happens when families let silence speak louder than love. When we think protecting someone means shielding them from the truth. When fear replaces honesty. Brooke Bailey has since spoken out, and in her own words, she admitted that keeping the truth from Kayla was her biggest mistake. Not because she wanted to hurt her, but because she thought it was the only way to keep her safe. And that's the part a lot of people might relate to. Sometimes we think hiding the past will protect the people we love. But more often than not, it just builds walls between us. Kayla's passing is a reminder that time is not promised. We think we'll have the chance to explain ourselves later. We think there will be another phone call, another birthday, another moment to make it right. But sometimes, there isn't. What happened on September 25, 2022, was tragic. But it also opened up a conversation that many families need to have. About truth. About trauma. About how the past, no matter how painful, has a way of showing up, whether we like it or not. Brooke has since created a foundation in Kayla's name, trying to turn this unimaginable loss into something meaningful. That's the part of grief that's hard to explain. You don't move on from it, you build around it. You carry it. And in Brooke's case, she's choosing to carry it by helping others, especially young women who remind her of Kayla. She's giving them opportunities, mentorship, and the kind of support she now wishes she had given more fully to her own daughter. It's easy to judge from the outside. It's easy to point fingers or question someone's parenting. But the truth is, grief doesn't come with a rulebook. And neither does parenting. People make choices sometimes out of fear, sometimes out of love, and sometimes those two things get tangled up in ways we don't even realize until it's too late. What we can take away from this isn't just sadness, it's a wake-up call. If there's someone in your life you haven't spoken to in a while, reach out. If there's something you've been hiding because you think the truth will hurt more than help, ask yourself if the silence is doing even more damage. Because honesty, even when it's messy, is always better than regret. Kayla Nicole Bailey should still be here. She should be celebrating her beauty line launch. She should be making videos, running her business, and continuing to shine in her own lane. But now, the only thing left is her memory, and it's up to all of us to honor that memory by learning from what happened. What we can take away from this isn't just sadness, it's a wake-up call. If there's someone in your life you haven't spoken to in a while, reach out. If there's something you've been hiding because you think the truth will hurt more than help, ask yourself if the silence is doing even more damage. Because honesty, even when it's messy, is always better than regret. Kayla Nicole Bailey should still be here. She should be celebrating her beauty line launch. She should be making videos, running her business, and continuing to shine in her own lane. But now, the only thing left is her memory, and it's up to all of us to honor that memory by learning from what happened.